Okay, part two. So we just talked about the triangle. That was just randomly on the page. Okay, and now we're going to be given some information, but this is kind of like a puzzle. So you take what you're given and you figure out what that tells you. All right, so what do I know about secant? Well, I know that secant of theta is really h over a. And if they tell me that the ratio is 3/2, then I can say that 3 must be the hypotenuse and 2 must be the adjacent leg. So here I just randomly create this triangle, giving this acute angle to be theta. The hypotenuse is 3, and the adjacent leg is 2. And now all I have to find is this opposite leg. So I know that I'll have to take the hypotenuse squared and I'll subtract the leg squared and then take the square root. That leaves me with the square root of 5. So that's the square root of 5. And now I want to find the exact value of the other 5 trigonometric functions. So I have the sine of theta and then the cosecant of theta. I have the cosine of theta and then the secant of theta. Then I have the tangent of theta and the cotangent of theta. Now, they already gave me the secant, which is 3/2, and I can use a reciprocal identity to get the cosine, which is 2/3. The sine is going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse. So this will be the square root of 5/3. And then the cosecant would be the reciprocal, which would be 3 square roots of 5/5. Okay, remember, this is really 3 over the square root of 5, and then I have to rationalize it, which gives me 3 square roots of 5/5, just kind of out there. All right, then tangent is going to be opposite over adjacent, which is the square root of 5/2, and the cotangent would be 2 square roots of 5/5. And so this is really kind of like a puzzle because it gives you only just one equation there, and you're to get as much information about this triangle as possible. So use the clues and set it up. So for instance, maybe it gave me cotangent of theta is equal to 2/5. Okay, well, cotangent is going to be the adjacent over the opposite. So here I have this triangle. Here's my theta. The adjacent would be 2, and the opposite would be 5. And then, of course, I would have to find the hypotenuse. Okay, and then I would find all of those. So I'm just using it for its clues. Okay, the next thing is these are unit circle angles. So again, we're coming back to the unit circle. And what angle in the unit circle has a sine value of 1/2? Well, so here's my unit circle. 1/2 is about right here, so I'm looking at those two angles. Now, there's two of them. There's pi/6 and there's 5 pi/6. But if I go up here and look at the instructions, it says only between 0 and 90 degrees or 0 and pi/2. And we want degrees and radians. So I just want in quadrant 1. I'm only looking in quadrant 1. All right, so I don't need any of that. So pi/6 or 30 degrees. Okay, cosecant is 2 square roots of 3/3, and we've done a bunch of this now. That cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, and the reciprocal of 2 square roots of 3/3 is the square root of 3/2. So in my unit circle, I'm looking for a sine or y value of the square root of 3/2, which would be up here. And again, I just want quadrant 1. So that's going to be pi/3 or 60 degrees. Tangent of theta, some angle, is going to be the square root of 3/3. I may have to look back at my table that you filled out, and I would see that it's actually pi/6, which is 30 degrees. Okay, so that's another way that we're going to continue to work with these unit circle angles. This is like setting the stage for solving, so this is very important that you know what it's asking. All right, the next thing here is we're back to some more random triangles just on the page, but I noticed that these are special triangles, so I can use all those fun rules to find the exact values. Now, it gives me the long leg of 60, 30, 60, 90, so to go backwards, I'm going to have to divide by the square root of 3. Okay, so this is going to be 38 divided by the square root of 3, which is 38 square roots of 3 over 3. And then, going from the short leg to the hypotenuse, I multiply just the 38 times 2. So that's going to be 76 square roots of 3 over 3. And really, this is more just to get practice with radicals. Okay, for this example, it's a 45, 45, 90. I don't know the hypotenuse, but I do know the leg. And to go from the leg to the hypotenuse, I multiply by the square root of 2. And so since 5 is also in a radical, this just becomes 2 square roots of 10. And then this will be the same. It's just 2 square roots of 5. So again, a few more practice with 30, 60, 90 triangles. Okay, and your homework is page 280 to 281. Look at 7 through 29, 37 through 57, and 67 through 75. Do the best you can, focus on odds first, and be prepared for questions. Have a great day.